Hello guys, Digger here, and I'm here with another Confessor video. This is actually one I wanted to do right when we were planning to move out of the wormhole. My plan was, when we got back into high sec, to do a 4 out of 10 high sec combat site in a tactical destroyer. So in this case, it has been the Confessor. I've already done a narcotics warehouse with this ship. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely check that out. This one was a little bit harder. It is a 4 out of 10 instead of a 3 out of 10, of course. So that was it's a little bit harder. A lot more cruisers. That's the biggest thing that first struck me. Like a lot more cruisers that had quite a bit of more tank, but the damage incoming was actually quite fine. They didn't really manage to shoot me, especially when I was in sharpshooter mode. I can shoot from 53 kilometers, so, and I still have decent-ish DPS. I can do about, I think right now it's about 250 DPS for my long-range guns. So it was still fine. I mean, I still pretty much blapped all the frigates, but the cruisers and the battle cruisers were a little bit more, yeah, they required a little bit more effort. My capacitor is actually stable right now, because I do have the capacitor recharge rate rigs, and that did make my capacitor stable, so that's pretty cool. I still have the reactive armor hardener on here, because it's just pretty awesome. If you're fighting anything, the resists just go way high, and definitely in defensive mode. In defensive mode, the resists on the Confessor are actually pretty crazy. So I'm just grinding here through all the frigates that are just on the gate. This Maul is actually quite tanky for a frigate, because usually I blab the frigates, but in this 4 out of 10 it was a little bit harder. There we go. Alright. Actually, there's this Cerberus actually came in. And as you can see in local, he actually recognized me. And he was like, it's all yours. So that was really cool of him. So if you're watching, I really want to thank you, because I really appreciate that. That was really awesome, because I was recording, trying to test this. Finally found a 4 out of 10 and to test this out. So thanks a lot for letting me do this. So now in the final room of the Serpentis Phi-Outpost, we find the battleship. And the battleship has quite a bit of tank. I took a long time getting this battleship down, because as you can see, I'm doing some damage to him, but he reps his armor very regularly, and he does not stop doing that. So the damage in this room is quite a bit more, especially when I get close, because right now I have my close range ammo. As you can see, it's the white ammo. That's the Gleam, actually. Gleam ammo. That actually gets me about 350 DPS, I think, or about, yeah, about 350 DPS. But as you can see right now, I'm getting very low on armor, so I activate speed mode, get the hell out of his range, because from the moment that battleship gets me in his blaster gun range, that's just, yeah, that's a lot of damage, but I actually moved closer, because I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna break him, I can't break him with this damage, so I need more DPS, so I had to apply my close range ammo. But there were a bunch of cruisers and battlecruisers and frigates also shooting. So right now I can pretty easily speed tank everything, but my DPS is quite low against this battleship. I am breaking his structure, so I can kill him perfectly. It's just taking a long time. So this is not efficient at all. It's just not. So I finally get him in half structure. He's still repping, and every time he reps, I just need to chunk off his armor with my guns. As you can see, it's going very slow, because this is actually quite sped up. And at certain points I get like, okay, he's almost dead. I'm gonna move in a little bit closer. I'm gonna orbit a little bit closer. I'm gonna load my close range ammo. That's actually what happens here. So I take Gleam, and look at that. Look at that. I was that was huge damage. That was the entirety of my shields, plus 2/3 of my armor were just gone in one shot of that battleship. It just got me perfectly in his transversal and his optimal range, and that was a huge hit. If he got one more hit like that, I probably would have lost my Confessor with that loot I got from the previous narcotics warehouse. So that was pretty scary for a moment there, so I decided to just wait it out and just orbit him at 50 kilometers, because that's safe. I managed to wrap up completely. So, like, I can speed tank this perfectly. So finally the battleship actually goes down. I go in speed mode and go for the loot as fast as I can, because people in local, like the guy who actually let me do this, he was saying that actually someone else was also going in this Phi-Outpost. So that's why I wanted to do it really quickly. That's also why I was switching to short range ammo and did not wait them out completely with the Auroras, because I wanted to be really fast, because I didn't want the site to get stolen. So I ready up my warp out tab, because if I bump on that wreck, my transversal might be so low that the cruisers actually do a lot of damage to me, because they're all clustered up around this wreck, so all inside perfect blaster range. So as you can see, the loot is actually pretty much nothing. I spam warp to get the hell out of this site. It got quite intense. The loot wasn't impressive, but hey, that's Bob, I guess. I'll see you in the next one.